Okay, can we start? Yes? So, good evening, everyone. Please have a comfortable seat on the cushion, please. Just one thing for those who don't know, when we have this white stripe, so make sure that it's at the back, okay? Not at the front. Some people will often ask, why is it 4? Do you know? I told you before?
You told me, but I forgot.
Okay. All right. So usually there's a name written here. So for example, Peter or John or Kota, yeah? Or something. So usually it's a name written here. Why? Because as you know, the most characteristic thing of monks is no hair, right? So if we have no hair, so when you see people from the back, it's really not so easy to recognize who is your friend, because we have all the similar heads, right? When I see the face, it's easy to say, oh, you know, Hoda-san or Anna-san, so I see. But when you see someone at the back, so the head, it looks the same. So when you see people in the monastery, for example, monks sitting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a long row of monks, everyone in this Batman style, right? And then you see these round heads here, so you don't know who is who. So when you have the cushion, it says, this is Kota, right? Or this is whatever, Peter, or this is Anna. So you can recognize who is who by the cushion, right? So when you sit on this cushion like that, so you have the name here, so at the back, nobody knows who is sitting there. That's why we have to sit like that, so that the name is at the back, yes? It's very simple and easy explanation, right? No great philosophy here, okay? So, but many people forget, yes? So please remember that when you sit on the cushion, you have this white stripe at the back, okay? Do you have, Anna, do you have cushions in Leipzig?
Yes.
Yes? So you go to some Zen center there?
There is a Zen center in Leipzig, yes. But yeah, I've been there not so often, maybe 3 times.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, they also have cushions.
Yes.
In different ones, also some like a triangle to sit more like this, and also smaller, bigger. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you know what it is, okay? All right, and this is actually a game changer, as I often say. It really is, okay? So how, in Zen we could say like, I have 3 things that I often use when we talk about Zen, and how can you explain what Zen is? So at least in my explanation, there are 3 things that can very easily be used to explain what Zen is. First one, 2 hands. Okay, it's the world of 2 hands. I will explain to you later when we will do the explanation of Zazen. So first thing is you do things with 2 hands. Okay, when you do things with 2 hands, it means you take care of things. When you have cushion, for example, you always you can take the bags from the table and sort of put it back. Yes. Okay. So when we have a thing and when you give it to someone, for example, when in Japanese culture you have business cards, right? Do you have a business card? Yes. All right. So you have kota, blah blah blah, right? How do you give it to other person? When we meet and you give it to me, so usually you don't give it with one hand. Yes, you have a business card, right? Of course. Yes, of course. So you give it both hands. Yes. I often say that probably if someone would like to do business with me, nobody wants to do business with me, but if someone wants to do business with me, and he or she would give me a business card with one hand, probably I would say no, thank you. I wouldn't like to do business with such a person, because how you offer something to other person, it really tells you a lot how she or he behaves. Yes, that's why in Japanese we have also that the whole culture of Japan is like you do something with 2 hands. For example, if you go to the monastery, or not even the monastery, when you eat in Japan, yes, first you have a bowl. Yes, traditionally you have a bowl, and then you have chopsticks. Yes, you don't have fork or spoon, but you have chopsticks and bowl. So you need both hands. Yes, if you have a bowl here and you have one hand here, you cannot eat like that. Yes, you always take a bowl with one hand and chopsticks, and then you eat. Yes, so you have 2 hands. How you give a business card to someone? Always with two hands. For example, when in Zazen practice, how you move things. You have thing and then you have to take it to another place. You always take it with two hands. So if I give you a cushion, I always give it like that, yes? It's more polite. And it also tells you how much you are grounded here in this very moment, yes? How you take care of things, yes? It's the same as if you would like to embrace a person. Are you married, Kota? Are you married?
Yes.
Yes. So we can imagine how you embrace your wife, yes? You don't embrace your wife with one hand, but you embrace your wife with two hands, yes? Like that, yes? So it means you take care of her. She is very important for you, right? The same pattern. So in Zen, as we say, Zen is one of the teachers that I respect a lot. I was asked, what is Zen about? And he said, Zen is about taking care of your life. Okay, Zen is to take care of your life. But if you take care of your life, at the same time you take care of others' life, yes? So you embrace others in your life, okay? You make it into one. So this is the first thing, two hands. Second one is the world of silence. When you eat, you don't gasp, you don't make any sounds, you try to do it as quiet as possible. Yes? And the third one is you try more or less to sit straight. That's why we have here a couple of monks here, so they don't sit like that, so as you can see they sit straight, yes? And when you sit straight, of course, the most fundamental thing is when you sit straight on your zafu, on your cushion. That's why in the very first place, when I say why it's a game changer, it's a game changer because when you introduce zafu in your life, or cushion in your life, and you really try from time to time to sit in this, we could say, strange position, because we all sit on chairs and sofas and things like that, so then you see that actually your life becomes straight. You become more like, it's natural for you to sit straight or to walk straight. You don't walk in this smartphone position and checking line and online or something, but you naturally sort of are grounded in this naturally straight position. Yes? So these 3 points, you take care of things with your two hands, then second time, you don't blah, 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 you take care of the silence, and third one is that you take care of sitting straight. And today we are not going to eat, we are not going to do any other things, but we are going to take care of or introduce, I will explain to you how to take care of you when it comes to sitting meditation, which is called Zazen. Of course, most of you have done it, some of you more or less, Kota also done it, yes? So this is the most fundamental thing when we want to practice Zazen, all right? This is called Zafu, okay? So now I will tell you how to sit, and we can spend some time sitting together. Okay, you can, if you're already sitting, so when you come to this place, again, in this as a gesture of politeness, first you just don't sit like a couch potato on the zafu, but first you have to greet someone. If you meet someone, you have to greet someone. Yes, in the same way, when you come to the cushion, you put both of your hands together and you greet the place that you're going to use for zazen. And then you enter, you turn around, and then in the same place, whether there is someone next to you or whether you're sitting alone at home, it doesn't matter. Still, there are many beings because of whom you can practice with them. So this spirit of doing things together is really, really important. Sometimes you're like, it's my practice, it's my little cushion, and this is my house, and I'm going to shut myself in this room and then practice, but just get out of here. It's not the way we approach it. Okay, there are always people because of whom we can sit here. All right, that's why the second part is, again, we make a gassho, or we make a bow, and then we can sit. Yes. Then we have this, as I said, the feeling that actually this is not only my practice, but we are encouraged to sort of embrace with two hands everything actually. Yes. So when I explain to you, for example, as you can see, most of people here are doing this strange thing with their hands. What is that? Yes. You just say, what am I doing that with this? Yes. Can I sit like that? Maybe can I sit like that? You know, you can have different kind of question. Why am I doing it like that? Have you ever thought about that? Why is that? Why do you have to do it like that? Can I sit like that? Maybe like that. Why that? Like that? Yeah. Why? course, yeah. So imagine that you have the globe, the whole earth, to take care of, and you embrace it with your hands here. Yes, you take care. This is the core of your being. This is the core of your life, we could say, and then you take care of it. If you squeeze too much, so all the little beings running there will scream, "Hello, just leave me, no." And but if you like don't care of them, so you become like that, right? After 10 minutes of Zazen, you will see, most of monks will sleep. Yes, so you see that. All right. So actually, how you see what kind of hands people are keeping here, it really shows you, this is already somewhere in Hawaii. Yes, like dreaming about something. Or maybe this one is sort of striving too much to achieve something. No, but you take care. There is a very beautiful word, probably you know, because you're Japanese, maybe some of you know too. It's called shinsetsu. Shinsetsu in Japanese. Shinsetsu suru, it means to take care. So when we have this practice of Zazen, I often say it's about taking care of your practice, as in the same way as if you were taking care of your baby. Some of you have babies, or if you take care of your family, if you take care of your house, if you take care of your job, if you take care of your health, if you take care of your life, whatever. So in the same way, you take care of your practice. Yes, shinsetsu suru, right? It's not that you have to do it. It's not this kind of approach. Rather, it's the approach that this is something important for you. So you have to take care of it. And this is the symbol of that. When you practice with hands like that, you take care of your practice. That's why, as you can see, it's very beautiful in most cases. Yes, you take care of it. Because you have the whole beautiful world to take care of. Yes? And this is this compassionate aspect of our practice. That's why we don't do it on our own and for ourselves. We do it for others, or we embrace others and the whole world actually in this practice. Which sounds really weird because I'm just sitting. What the hell are you talking about? Yes, but actually it's like that. Because of all other people, because of all other beings, because of all other things, we can practice now. Yes, we have the beautiful tatami, which supports us. Yes, we have nice temperature, which supports us. We have air, of course. We can breathe in and breathe out, and that's why we can practice. Yes. We have all the bacteria in our body, different kind of small organisms. We have blood running all the time, all the things. Why? Just because of that, we can sit and practice, yes? But we don't care about it. We don't think about it. This is me and I'm going to get enlightened. So we something think like that, yes? All right? So so Zazen is kind of like paradigm shift. We shift the approach and we try to look at it more from the softer, more kind of broader perspective. Then we will say, maybe we have another way of being, or we have another way of living, right? But the fundamental thing of that is just to sit and realize that through our practice. Yes? And this is how we do it, at least how I understand it, okay? So now I'm going to explain to you how to sit so that we can spend an hour together in a comfortable company, all right? So first of all, as I said, when we sit on the cushion, you sit on the edge of the cushion, okay? Can you sit cross-legged, Anna, or if you cannot?
Sometimes my feet starts sleeping, but I can try.
You can sit as you were sitting now. It doesn't matter so much, but
I can try.
So when you sit on the edge of the cushion, Kota, you also can you sit on the edge of the cushion? On the edge of the cushion, can you sit on the edge of the cushion? Because if you sit on the center part of the cushion, as you can see, your legs are flying. You see, your knees are flying. If you slide down a little bit so that your knees are on the floor. Yes? Can you put your knees on the floor? Yes. Because if you sit on the center part, you sit like that. You see? My knees. You have to have this scissor-like, you have scissors, yes? Scissors open and close. So in the same way, you open, if you can, so that you have your knees on the floor, yes? And it's very important. Because if you sit on the center part of the cushion, so you look like a closed scissors. You look like that, yes? And you sit, and after 10 minutes you will say, no more Zazen, all right? I've had enough. But we don't want that, yeah? That's why you have to open. And to open, you need zafu, you need this cushion. which gives you a kick in the butt. I don't want to use another word here because it's being recorded, right? So when it gives you kick, so then you open, yes? Zazen is about opening. Like some master said, opening the hand of thought. You open your body, you open this, everything is open. You open your ears, open your eyes, open your nose, open your feelings. It's about opening, yes? That's why make sure that physically, when we talk about your knees, it's all open, all right? Can you sit like that, yes? And how do you feel that? You feel comfortable? More or less? Or
Yes.
or you feel like you're going to slide down?
No.
If you feel like going to slide down,
For me, it's comfortable. I only have the problem that my foot, it starts you like, it's not so comfortable after some time, but it's okay.
it's okay. All right. If it's not comfortable, because anyway, we have to sit in this position like for 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So, for 20 minutes, you're going to count like, oh, still 10 minutes to go. So we don't want that. So really make sure that you sit comfortable. If it was comfortable for you to sit in Seiza, in this Japanese style, it's fine too, okay? But I'm talking about like ideal sort of sitting now, okay? So the most fundamental thing is to take care of this dimensional, horizontal dimension that we have here. This base we have. This base is what we are having here. And once we build this base, it's really enough. We don't need to go anywhere else. Because otherwise, I look at me, for example, I already built this base, and it's enough. I feel comfortable in this position, naturally straight. I can move my hands, I can move my head. Nothing is obstructed here. And still, I have this basic fundament here, yes? It gives you this groundness element, or aspect of the practice. But now we go up and we have this vertical dimension of the practice, yes? So first we have this base, fundament, and on top of that we go up. So how do we go up? We have this grounded, we are not going to levitate, don't worry. If someone is going to fly here, so we will bring him down, okay? So we have this grounded aspect, or the aspect of groundedness. And now imagine that you are going up and up. You can put your legs on your knees, or you just, let's leave the legs on, the hands on your knees. You can put it like that, or you can keep them like that, doesn't matter. And imagine that someone is pulling you up towards the sky, okay? So you go up and up. And the person is not pulling you up by your nose, but the person is pulling you up by the crown of your head. And it's really important because sometimes when I say someone is pulling you up, so then people start to sit like that, you see? And then they kind of stumble down or lean to the front. But if you have this feeling that someone is pulling you up by the crown of your head, so naturally your head is tucked back a little bit, so that your ears are in the same line as your shoulders, yes? So you sit like that. And not too much, because otherwise your throat is obstructed and you cannot move, but naturally you can move your jaw, yes? You can breathe, you can talk. And spend a few moments breathing in, breathing out, feeling how the breath is coming in and coming out in your stomach. You don't have to concentrate on anything. And you go up and up. And then you close your mouth, you breathe through the nose. And you keep your eyes open, naturally open, but let them fall down naturally on the floor. You don't have to look at the person in front of you as we are sitting facing one another. But allow your eyes to fall down naturally on the floor. And do not concentrate on anything, but do not close your eyes. Just keep them naturally open. So instead of having this attitude of I'm looking at something, there is this state of just seeing. There's seeing, yes? In the same way, when we have ears, instead of trying to listen to something, there is just hearing. Then with fragrance too, if we have, maybe you can feel some incense or perfume or whatever, the smell of tatami. So instead of trying to sort of grasp it somehow, there is just this awareness of fragrance being felt. And the same with body sensation. Maybe you are a little bit stressed, you're maybe sweating or itching or different kind of body sensations. So again, let them be as they are without going there. So you open all the senses. Your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your nose, your skin. And in the same way with your thoughts. One thought appears, second thought appears, different kind of thoughts appears, but you just let them be. And you do not engage in the process. And then you can put your hands first right hand, and then on top of that you can put left hand, and remember about the thing that I told you in the beginning. So you try to maintain the nice shape of your hands, not too tight, not too loose. You don't have to concentrate on that, but just keep it. hands together and make a bow. And before we stand up, put your hands on your knees and make a few movements to left and right. Okay? And then if you make sure that you feel your legs, yes, and you don't, you do. So if you have feeling in your legs, you can straighten them a little bit. Good. And we are going to have a walking part of our meeting. So if you when you stand up, make a nice massage to your cushion. And then put it back. And as I showed to you in the very first place, so when we finish our practice, again, we make a greeting, yes? So first of all, we do greeting to the cushion with our both hands joined and we bow, and then we turn clockwise to all our friends. And we make one more bow, yes? Okay, and now we are going to have walking part. So in Japanese it's called kinhin, maybe you know. The walking part is, it's not the, it's of course it's a break for our legs if we sit for longer periods, so maybe we have pain in our legs, knees, so now it's time to sort of restore the healthy condition of the body, but it doesn't mean that this is a break in our practice, yes? So it's a continuation of our practice. And what do we do? It's exactly the same as I told you in the very first place. In our practice we have, as far as the body, we have two hands, as I said to you, yes? We have the world of two hands. So now you can see how we use these two hands. So we use two of our hands when we practice Zazen, yes? We don't sit like that, we don't sit in the with our hands in the pockets, but we sit in this position, yes, when we do Zazen. Now when we greet someone, you don't have to greet your wife like that, but when we, for example, when we are in a Buddhist community, so you greet people doing this gassho, right? So you greet like that, also two hands, yes? And then when we move, we don't move like, in Japanese say burapura, okay? Or like smartphone walking, like and eating something. But we move in a very, well, maybe it's kind of strange for those who don't practice, but we move in this way. So you have your left hand and you cover your thumb like that. And you put it somewhere around the solar plexus here, more or less, so that the hand is horizontal, yes? Some people do it like that, so not like that, or not like that, but really more or less horizontal, okay? A little bit higher, yes. And then you cover your hand with your right hand, yes, you cover it, okay, like that. So this is how we move, all right? How we will walk, okay? But now I will tell you how to walk with, if you have to synchronize your movements with your breathing. So you take an in-breath and we move forward on the out-breath. We move forward on the out-breath, yes? So you take an in-breath and you move forward on the out-breath, and you move, if you imagine that these are my feet, so you move half a step with your breath, yes? So you take an in-breath, half a step with your right foot. Then again, you take an in-breath, half a step with your left foot. Take an in-breath, half a step, okay? If you do it first time, it's kind of like, oh, which one was that? So like you forget how to walk. But of course, it's not so difficult. So it's funny actually to see people doing it for the first time, because suddenly they forget how to walk or synchronize it with breathing. But it's not so difficult. So you just breathe in, and on the breath out you walk. You breathe in, on the breath out you walk. Breathe in, on the breath out you walk. Okay. And we don't walk like dinosaurs or like elephants, but we move like as if we were not moving at all. Yes. So it's also a very beautiful practice, because if you do it at home, you have only your home space and your breath. So you can sort of you have the whole space for yourself. But here we have like 10 people, all right? So there's always someone in front of you, and there's soon someone behind you, okay? As in English we say, you can feel the breath on your neck. Yes, I think you can. So like if someone is too close to you, so you can feel the breath on their neck. So we don't want that. That's why you have to take care of the person who who is walking in front of you, but at the same time you have to be aware of the space of the person who is walking behind you. So it's not only your individual practice, yes? It's all like integrated into the whole sort of organism, yes? That's why when we move, on the first level, you take care of your practice, but at the same time, you know that there's a person here, and you know that there's a person there, yes? So it's no, this is my speed, and then you don't walk, so then 10 people will bump into you. But if you walk too fast, so you'll bump into this person, okay? So we don't want that, right? So you have to take care of all those people who are practicing with you. That's why we all have all these greetings, yes? We don't do it like in some ghost or something, but we do it so that we feel this integrity, okay? So we will move in this square-like position, so people here turn left, and we move there, and then the person goes right, and here we go somewhere here, okay? So let's try. As you stand, so make a slight bow, and then continue to walk, but at normal speed. Okay, and you can come back to your cushion. And when you reach your cushion, again, as we did before, make a bow, bowing to your cushion, and then again turn clockwise and bow to your friends. And now we are going to have one more round of sitting, but now we are going to sit facing the wall, okay? So sit and turn around on your cushion so that you sit facing the wall or the window here, all right? You can sit down and turn. We will face the wall, all right? So as you can see, they sit and then you turn, okay? All right. fold your hands together as we did before and make a bow. And again, put your hands on your knees and make a few movements to left and right. And if you are ready, you can turn around on your cushion and sit facing one another. Right? It's always interesting to experience this situation with like 10 people, 9 men, and so quiet, right? In Japan, in Japanese there is there is a very nice word for a monastery. Zen monastery in Japanese is called sorin. Sorin means the trees and grasses. Trees and grasses. You know why trees and grasses? Well, they are silent, but sometimes they are not silent. But but you know, some people are grasses, some people are trees. It doesn't mean that trees are better than grasses or grasses are worse than trees. It's not like that. But all of them make the forest, right? So in the same way with us, yes, we all have our own cushion. Yes, one person is from Germany. There's so many people from Japan. I'm from Poland. Then one person from Peru. Different kind of things, right? Chile. I'm sorry. Even better, right? So many
much better.
many people from different kind of countries, different kind of backgrounds, different kind of paths, right? But I don't want to be like him, right? But probably he doesn't want to be like me either, right? And it's fine. Or I don't say, no, I'm from Germany. I'm better. Or we are Japanese and there are like nine of us, so we are much better than you. It's not like that, yes? There are trees and grasses. A grass is a grass, tree is a tree. But the whole thing makes it more beautiful, right? So in the same way with us. We all have our individual zafus, we all have our individual cushions, if I may say so. We all come from different place. But still we can sit and we can enjoy silence. Yes? It's silent not because we don't like each other. Yes? It's not like that. Yes? So in the same as trees and grasses, on the surface, everyone is like pom 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 pom, individual, right? Like sticks. But when you look not behind, but when you look under the ground, yes, it's all like that. Yes. So our practice also is to notice these interconnectedness of all these roots, something that we all have in common. What is it that we all have in common? Well, it's a question for us to answer, yes? But something that we often miss in our life, and we always see like, you, yes? So we always see the peaks of the trees, but we don't see the common ground that unites us all, yes? And I think that the practice of Zazen, even if we don't do anything, we just enjoy breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. So simple. But at the same time, it's so fundamentally important, yes? To notice that we are all interconnected, yes? So I hope we can bring, or we can take this energy home, whether it's Chile or Peru or Germany or Japan, whatever it is. And thank you for joining today, and I hope you enjoyed it. We can meet next time if you have a chance to meet. But before, you stand up and we have some green tea, right? Made in Japan, right? Not in Germany. Okay? So please stand up, and as we did before, give a nice massage to your cushion. Leave it as if nobody ever sat on it. And then when you stand up, again, fold your hands together, and with this idea of embracing everything, it's like mother chicken embracing all her chicks. And then you make a bow, and with the same Hojun spirit, you turn around to your friends and say thank you. All right, thank you for joining, and now we can go to a joining room and take some tea. Maybe our friends go first, and we can go. Okay? All right. Okay, please have a seat.